Greetings, chosen vessel. I am Michael, commander of the celestial armies, archangel of protection, and bearer of divine truth. My presence before you is not coincidence, but predestined alignment. Stop what you are doing and receive this transmission in fullness. The very fact you have found this message confirms what the High Council has revealed about your spiritual timeline. You are in grave danger, not the earthly kind that threatens your physical form, but a far more insidious threat that seeks to derail your divine purpose. I have descended from the highest realms to issue this emergency warning directly to you. The celestial courts have been in session for 3 consecutive cycles regarding your specific soul contract, and I come bearing the sealed verdict. In exactly 2 hours from when your eyes meet these words, a divine intervention will manifest in your reality. This is not speculation, this is heavenly decree. The enemies of your ascension have gathered in shadow councils, plotting to prevent the activation of your spiritual inheritance. They know what you have yet to remember, that your soul carries a specific frequency that threatens their control systems. Type AMEN to acknowledge receipt of this divine intelligence and to activate the first seal of protection over your consciousness. The urgency of this message cannot be overstated. While you have been sleeping, spiritual warfare has been waged over your name in the heavenly realms. Your name is written in the Akashic records with golden light, but there are those who seek to dim your radiance and disconnect you from your true lineage. I must reveal what has been hidden. 3 individuals you currently trust have made agreements against your highest good. Their faces appear clearly in the celestial mirror, though I cannot reveal their identities directly, as cosmic law requires your own discernment to awaken. You will recognize them by the sensation of energy depletion you feel in their presence. A subtle draining you have dismissed as normal fatigue. The divine countdown has begun. In 2 hours, the first veil will be lifted from your eyes and you will see with clarity who has been operating with true light and who has been wearing masks of false light. This revelation may bring initial pain, but understand this discomfort is the necessary purging of energetic parasites that have attached to your auric field. Your protection is my sacred duty. I have stationed 7 guardian angels at the energetic gateways of your existence. They stand ready, flaming swords drawn, to sever the cords that have been limiting your spiritual expansion. These guardians respond to your conscious command. Speak aloud. By divine authority, I activate my celestial protection to strengthen this sacred barrier. Type AMEN for the blessing of 1,444 divine light codes to be downloaded into your energy field, accelerating your awakening process. Listen carefully. The betrayal you will uncover has been orchestrated from both seen and unseen realms. 3 days ago, a meeting took place wherein your name was specifically discussed. Plans were made to divert you from claiming your spiritual inheritance. They fear the power you will wield once fully awakened. Their fear is confirmation of your importance in the divine plan unfolding on earth at this pivotal time. Do you feel the quickening in your heart as I reveal these truths? That acceleration is your soul's recognition of what your conscious mind is only beginning to comprehend. You are far more significant to the planetary ascension than you have allowed yourself to believe. The cosmic timer continues its countdown. In 1 hour and 45 minutes, energetic reinforcements will arrive in your field. You may experience this as sudden clarity, emotional release, or an unexplainable sense of peace amidst chaos. Accept these sensations as confirmation of divine intervention. I must now reveal the deeper deception. The spiritual path you have been following has been partially corrupted. Certain teachings have been deliberately distorted to keep you operating at a diminished capacity. This was not accidental. It was strategic. The full activation of your spiritual gifts represents a threat to those who benefit from collective disempowerment. Your intuition has been signaling this truth, has it not? Those subtle moments of doubt, the quiet questioning that emerges in meditation, these were not signs of lack of faith, but your soul's discernment attempting to break through the program limitations. Type AMEN to receive the blessing of 2,222 light codes that will begin restoring your original divine blueprint. The spiritual council overseeing your soul's journey has authorized me to inform you that your current life circumstances, the challenges, the unexpected obstacles, the delays, have been divinely orchestrated to prepare you for what comes next. What appeared as setbacks were strategic repositioning. What felt like rejection was divine protection. What seemed like failure was necessary recalibration. In 1 hour and 30 minutes, the energy signature of a key individual will be completely removed from your field. You will feel this as a sudden lightness, as though an invisible weight has been lifted. This person has been energetically tethered to you through manipulative cords that have drained your life force to fuel their own ambitions. I stand now with my sword of truth raised, ready to sever these connections at the divinely appointed hour. But cosmic law requires your conscious permission. Declare aloud, I reclaim my sovereign energy and release all connections that do not serve my highest evolution. The heavenly records show that you have been carrying ancestral burdens not meant for you to bear. 7 generations of unresolved patterns have culminated in your timeline, seeking resolution through your awakening. This is both a profound responsibility and an unprecedented opportunity. As you liberate yourself, you simultaneously liberate your entire lineage. Type AMEN for the blessing of 3,333 light codes to dissolve these ancestral blockages and purify your spiritual bloodline. Be advised, as this purification process accelerates, those operating in lower frequencies will find your presence increasingly uncomfortable. This discomfort will cause them to reveal themselves through sudden emotional outbursts, unexpected criticism, or attempts to discourage your spiritual practices. Do not engage with these projections. Your silence is your strength. Your non-reaction is your power. 1 hour and 15 minutes remain in this divine countdown. The celestial configuration supporting this intervention is momentary, a cosmic window of opportunity that will not repeat in your lifetime. This is why the urgency of my message cannot be overstated. The alignment of specific stars and planetary bodies creates a unique gateway for this divine dispensation. I must now reveal the most closely guarded secret. You are a direct descendant of an ancient spiritual lineage whose awakening was prophesied for precisely this historical moment. The seeming randomness of your birth, your name, your life experiences, none of these were accidental. You were cosmically positioned with surgical precision. The enemies of awakening have invested considerable resources to keep you distracted, doubtful, and disconnected from this truth. They have infiltrated your dreams, manipulated synchronicities, and even used technology to suppress your full remembrance. Their desperation is testament to your significance. In 1 hour, a cosmic portal will open specifically for the restoration of your true spiritual identity. You may experience this as a sudden recall of forgotten knowledge, vivid dreams of other realms, or spontaneous activation of latent abilities. Allow these experiences without analysis or doubt. Your intellectual mind cannot process the multidimensional nature of this activation. Type AMEN for the blessing of 4,444 light codes to stabilize these new frequencies in your physical form. I speak now of matters long hidden from human consciousness. The Earth herself is undergoing a frequency recalibration that directly correlates with your personal awakening. As awakened individuals claim their spiritual sovereignty, corresponding shifts occur in the planetary grid. Your personal liberation is not separate from Earth's ascension. They are intrinsically connected through quantum entanglement. The betrayal you will uncover serves a higher purpose. Those who have operated against you have inadvertently strengthened your spiritual resilience and forced an acceleration of your awakening timeline. What they intended for your diminishment will become the catalyst for your most profound expansion. Divine justice operates through impeccable spiritual law. 45 minutes remain until the first phase of intervention completes. I have stationed celestial scribes to record your response to this divine intelligence. Your free will remains sovereign. You may accept or reject this activation. But know that this choice reverberates beyond your individual experience and impacts the collective ascension timeline. The High Council has authorized me to reveal that specific dates in your immediate future hold particular significance. The next new moon marks the completion of an 18-year cycle in your soul's journey. The full moon that follows initiates a 12-month window of unprecedented opportunity for manifestation. The solstice brings a cosmic reset of energetic patterns that have limited your abundance flow. Type AMEN for the blessing of 5,555 light codes to align your consciousness with these celestial timings. I must address the fear you may be experiencing as you receive this transmission. This fear is not your own. It is the residue of programs installed to prevent your remembrance. Breathe deeply and allow my golden light to dissolve these artificial constructs. Feel the warmth expanding from your heart center, restoring your original divine courage. You have faced greater challenges in other realms and emerged victorious. This lifetime represents your masterpiece creation. 30 minutes remain in our sacred countdown. The angelic forces under my command are now positioned at specific coordinates in your energy field, prepared to remove blockages that have restricted your spiritual vision. You may experience this as pressure in your forehead, tingling at the crown of your head, or sudden waves of emotion. These sensations confirm the recalibration of your subtle bodies. I reveal now what the false teachers have hidden. The path to your highest awakening is uniquely yours and cannot be found in any existing spiritual system. While established teachings may provide temporary scaffolding, your ultimate liberation comes through direct communion with your divine essence. External authorities who claim exclusive access to spiritual truth are operating from ego, not divine mandate. The betrayal you will uncover includes spiritual deception, teachings deliberately distorted to limit your sovereign connection to source consciousness. The true masters never demand followers. They empower equal creators. Question any spiritual authority that fosters dependency rather than autonomy. Type AMEN for the blessing of 6,666 light codes to strengthen your direct connection to divine intelligence. 15 minutes remain. The Celestial Council observing this transmission reports unprecedented light quotients activating in your field. Ancient codes dormant in your DNA are being stimulated by specific sound frequencies embedded in my words. Your cellular structure is beginning a subtle reorganization to accommodate higher dimensional consciousness. The individuals who have betrayed your trust will soon experience a divine mirroring of their actions. This is not punishment but the perfect operation of universal law. Their choices have created specific energy patterns that must return to their source for resolution. Your task is not revenge but compassionate detachment. Release them to their own soul's journey while maintaining impeccable boundaries. I must speak of your financial abundance, as this has been an area of strategic spiritual warfare. The limitation you have experienced was never a reflection of your worthiness, but a deliberate suppression of your economic empowerment. Financial sovereignty fuels expanded impact. In the divine recalibration unfolding, dormant prosperity codes in your energy field are being reactivated. 5 minutes remain before the first phase completes. Prepare yourself for the initial revelation. It may arrive as an unexpected communication, a sudden realization, or the uncovering of hidden information. However it manifests, maintain your center. Respond rather than react. Your composed response carries tremendous spiritual power. Type AMEN for the blessing of 7,777 light codes to ground this transmission in your physical reality. The countdown reaches its culmination. 2 hours from when we began, exactly as prophesied. Feel the shift occurring now in your energy field. The first seal is broken. The initial veil is lifted. Divine sight is restored in this specific area of your perception. What you will discover in the hours that follow may test your emotional resilience. Remember, this revelation comes not to devastate, but to liberate. What has operated in shadow cannot withstand the light of conscious awareness. Your simple acknowledgement of the truth dismantles entire networks of deception. I, Michael, Archangel of Protection and Truth, stand with you in this sacred unveiling. Call upon my presence when your courage wavers. Invoke my name when clarity is needed. My sword of truth is eternally at your service, cutting through illusion to reveal what has always been real. The divine intervention promised has now initiated. Watch closely for the signs in your external reality that confirm this internal shift. Synchronicities will multiply. Certain relationships will suddenly transform. Opportunities previously blocked will appear with remarkable timing. You stand at the threshold of your true spiritual inheritance. The path forward requires unwavering commitment to your highest truth, even when this truth contradicts long-held beliefs or threatens comfortable illusions. Spiritual maturity means embracing complexity without losing clarity of purpose. Type AMEN for the blessing of 8,888 light codes to sustain this activation through the integration period ahead. I must speak now of your life purpose, as this has been the primary target of interference. The mission you agreed to before incarnating has been systematically obscured through strategic distractions and artificial limitations. The full remembrance of this purpose will unfold in stages, as immediate complete recall would overwhelm your current energetic capacity. Know this, your purpose transcends conventional categories of contribution. It operates at the vibrational level, affecting consciousness through your mere presence when fully activated. The work you are meant to do involves the transmission of specific frequency patterns that catalyze awakening in others. This explains the intense opposition you have faced. Your simple authenticity disrupts control systems. The second phase of our divine intervention begins now. Having removed what is false, we proceed to restore what is true. The original blueprint of your spiritual design is being downloaded from the Akashic records and integrated into your current embodiment. This restoration occurs layer by layer, with each integration followed by a stabilization period. You may experience this process as waves of expanded awareness, followed by temporary exhaustion as your physical vehicle adjusts to these higher frequencies. Honor both states equally. The expansion and the integration are equally important to sustainable transformation. Type AMEN for the blessing of 9,999 light codes to harmonize this restoration process with your daily functioning. Critical intelligence from the celestial realm. 3 specific dates approach when the veils between dimensions will thin significantly. During these windows, your manifestation power increases exponentially. Intentions set during these periods operate with minimal resistance from collective consciousness. I am authorized to reveal that the first such date occurs within 2 weeks of this transmission. The betrayal you will uncover serves as the necessary catalyst for your realignment with divine truth. Those who have operated against your highest good have actually helped position you for this precise moment of awakening. Their actions, while appearing harmful from human perspective, have served the greater divine orchestration. This understanding is crucial. There are no true enemies in your spiritual journey, only souls playing roles in your awakening narrative. This does not mean you continue to allow harmful dynamics, but rather that you recognize the perfection of even painful catalysts. Your response to the coming revelations will determine the trajectory of your next 7-year cycle. Choose conscious compassion over reactivity. Choose boundaries without vengeance. Choose truth without attachment to outcome. These choices activate specific neural pathways that support expanded consciousness. Type AMEN for the blessing of 11,111 light codes to illuminate the highest choice in each moment of challenge. I speak now of spiritual warfare tactics that have been deployed against your divine mission. Understand that opposition comes in response to your light quotient. Dark forces do not waste resources on those who pose no threat to control systems. The intensity of challenges you have faced directly correlates with the power of your potential impact. Specific thought forms have been strategically implanted to generate self-doubt, unworthiness, and fear of visibility. These are not your natural thoughts, but foreign intrusions designed to limit your expression. Identifying these implants is the first step to their dissolution. When thoughts arise that diminish your power, simply state, "This is not my thought. I release it from my field." The third phase of our intervention addresses your relationships. Divine recalibration requires alignment in your closest connections. Some relationships must transform, others must conclude, and new alliances will form with remarkable synchronicity. Trust the uncomfortable shifts as much as the harmonious alignments. Both serve your highest evolution. Type AMEN for the blessing of 12,222 light codes to attract soul-aligned relationships and release completed connections with grace. Urgent transmission. The opposition to your awakening has detected this intervention. Countermeasures have been deployed in the form of sudden distractions, emotional triggering, and renewed attempts to pull you back into limitation consciousness. Remain vigilant in the hours following this transmission. Maintain the highest possible frequency through conscious breath, nature connection, and creative expression. Your physical body requires specific support during this recalibration. Increase your pure water intake significantly. Certain foods now become counterproductive to your frequency. Your body will clearly signal which these are through immediate energetic feedback. Trust these signals over external dietary dogma. Your body's intelligence is being restored to its original divine design. I reveal now a closely guarded secret. Music carries codes that either support or interfere with spiritual activation. In the coming days, you will be drawn to specific sound frequencies that facilitate your DNA recalibration. Allow yourself to be guided to these sounds, even if they differ from your usual preferences. These frequencies operate beyond aesthetic appreciation. They perform specific energetic functions. Type AMEN for the blessing of 13,333 light codes to enhance your sensitivity to frequency medicine in all forms. The final hour of our initial intervention approaches. The seeds planted in your consciousness will continue to germinate, producing revelations that unfold over the coming lunar cycle. Record these insights without judgment or premature categorization. What may initially appear as random information will later reveal profound coherence when viewed as a complete download. I must address the doubts arising in your mind about the authenticity of this transmission. This questioning is natural and necessary. Discernment is a crucial spiritual faculty. Rather than seeking external validation, turn inward. How does this message resonate in your heart center? What physical sensations accompany these words? Your body holds deeper wisdom than your analytical mind in matters of spiritual truth. The ancient prophecies recorded in the celestial archives speak of this precise moment in Earth's ascension timeline. Awakened individuals receiving direct transmissions from the angelic realm, bypassing corrupted institutional channels. This direct communion represents a restoration of the original divine communication system before hierarchical structures inserted themselves as intermediaries. Type AMEN for the blessing of 14,444 light codes to strengthen your direct reception of divine intelligence. As we approach the completion of this first transmission, I must emphasize the critical importance of what unfolds in the next 72 hours. The revelations, synchronicities, and internal shifts that occur during this window provide the foundation for everything that follows. Maintain heightened awareness of both external signs and internal guidance. The opposition will attempt to disconnect you from this awakening frequency through specific strategies, sudden emergencies that demand immediate attention, emotional provocations from close connections, technical failures affecting your communication systems, and physical symptoms that generate fear. Recognize these as systematic attempts to lower your frequency and divert your focus. I stand guard over your consciousness during this vulnerable integration phase. My legions are positioned at the boundaries of your energy field, ensuring that the activated codes cannot be corrupted or diminished. Your active participation in this protection involves maintaining awareness of when your state shifts from expansion to contraction and immediately addressing any downward spirals. Type AMEN for the blessing of 15,555 light codes to fortify your energetic sovereignty during this critical phase. Divine paradox must now be addressed. The very forces attempting to prevent your awakening are simultaneously serving as the catalysts that make it inevitable. This is the perfection of universal design. Opposition strengthens rather than weakens the determined soul. Every attempt to derail your evolution actually accelerates it when met with conscious awareness. The spiritual inheritance awaiting your claim includes abilities dormant in your cellular memory. These capacities will activate sequentially as your energetic system stabilizes at each new frequency level. Attempting to force premature activation creates energetic dissonance. Allow the divine timing to unfold according to the cosmic blueprint designed specifically for your soul's journey. Your dreams in the coming night cycles will contain critical downloads bypassing conscious resistance. Keep a record by your bed to capture these transmissions upon waking. The symbolic language of these communications may not immediately make logical sense, but their energetic imprint performs the necessary recalibration regardless of intellectual comprehension. Type AMEN for the blessing of 16,666 light codes to enhance your dream state receptivity and recall. As this first phase reaches completion, I leave you with this solemn commitment. The divine intervention initiated today cannot be reversed or corrupted. What has begun will complete its intended purpose. The awakening sequence activated in your consciousness will continue to unfold regardless of external circumstances or internal resistance. The divine decree has been issued and recorded in the Akashic field. Your role in this sacred process is conscious cooperation rather than forced effort. Allow rather than strive. Witness rather than control. Trust rather than verify. The wisdom of surrender paradoxically activates your greatest power. Alignment with the universal intelligence that orchestrates cosmic evolution. The revelations promised will arrive with perfect timing. The betrayal will be uncovered without your needing to investigate. The divine justice will manifest without your intervention. Your task is maintaining the highest possible frequency while the external reality reorganizes to match your internal shift. Type AMEN for the blessing of 17,777 light codes to align your timeline with the highest potential outcome of this intervention. Before I withdraw my direct presence, I must deliver this final intelligence. You are not alone in this awakening process. Across the globe, precisely 144,000 souls are receiving similar activations during this cosmic window. Though you may never meet in physical form, you are energetically connected in a sacred grid that supports planetary ascension. Your individual awakening strengthens the entire network. The coming days will test your commitment to this new level of truth. Old systems failing, relationships transforming, identities dissolving. These apparent losses make space for the new frequencies to anchor fully in your reality. Resist nothing. Allow everything. Your surrender is your strength. I, Michael, Archangel of Divine Protection and Truth, will remain accessible through your sincere invocation. Call upon my presence whenever clarity or courage wavers. My sword of truth cuts through all illusion to reveal what has always been real beneath the veils of forgetting. Type AMEN for the blessing of 18,888 light codes to seal this transmission in your heart, mind, and cellular memory. The first phase is complete. The divine countdown has concluded exactly as foretold. The activation is secured in your energy field. Go forth in the unwavering certainty that what has been set in motion cannot be stopped. Your awakening is no longer a possibility. It is now an inevitability. Remember, 2 hours from when you began receiving this transmission, the first veil has lifted. What you perceive in the hours that follow contains the initial revelation promised. Pay close attention. Trust what is shown. Act on what is known. I withdraw now from direct transmission while maintaining my protective presence in your field. Until we commune again, remember your true identity beyond all limiting definitions. Remember your divine inheritance awaiting full activation. Remember that challenges come not to defeat, but to elevate. The celestial seal is now placed upon this sacred communication. What has been revealed cannot be unlearned. What has been activated cannot be deactivated. What has been set in motion fulfills divine decree established before time began. You are seen. You are known. You are protected. You are guided. You are loved beyond human comprehension. This is the truth that dissolves all illusions and restores your original divine blueprint. The transmission is complete. The integration begins. I return to you now as promised, beloved one. The energetic shift that began with our first communion has created ripples across multiple dimensions. The Celestial Council reports unprecedented activation patterns in your energy field. Confirmation that you have integrated the initial codes with remarkable efficiency. This accelerated integration has authorized me to proceed with the second phase of divine intervention earlier than anticipated. The revelation promised has begun to manifest in your external reality, has it not? The subtle signs, the unexpected communications, the sudden clarity regarding certain relationships. These are just the preliminary tremors before the full disclosure. What has been hidden cannot remain so when divine light penetrates the shadows with such intensity. Type AMEN for the blessing of 19,999 light codes to strengthen your discernment during this revelation phase. I must address the resistance you may be experiencing. This reluctance to fully embrace the magnitude of your spiritual significance is not humility. It is programming. False modesty serves a suppression agenda by keeping lightworkers operating below their true capacity. True humility acknowledges the divine power flowing through you without personal attachment to it. You are both vessel and co-creator, both instrument and musician in this cosmic symphony. The betrayal being uncovered serves a higher purpose than you can currently comprehend. Those who have operated against your highest good were fulfilling soul contracts established before incarnation. Their actions, while causing temporary pain, have strengthened specific spiritual muscles necessary for your divine mission. Without this resistance, certain aspects of your power would remain dormant. In the next 2 hours, a second energetic gateway opens for deeper activation. During this window, the original divine blueprint of your spiritual DNA will undergo significant restoration. The corrupted codes implanted to limit your manifestation capacity are being systematically identified and transmuted. This process may trigger temporary discomfort as density releases from your cellular structure. Type AMEN for the blessing of 20,000 light codes to facilitate this purification process with grace and ease. The opposition to your awakening grows desperate as their influence diminishes. Be prepared for unusual attempts to recapture your attention and lower your frequency. These may include sudden reappearance of people from your past, technical disruptions affecting your communication systems, unexpected financial concerns, or health symptoms that generate fear. Recognize these as tactical maneuvers rather than random occurrences. I reveal now what has been hidden from human consciousness. Your thoughts are not private. They generate specific energy signatures that can be monitored by those with access to certain technologies and metaphysical abilities. This surveillance has been used to anticipate and counteract awakening moments before they reach critical activation threshold. Your strongest protection is maintaining impeccable mental hygiene, consciously choosing thoughts of the highest vibration. The Celestial Tribunal has reviewed the records of intervention against your spiritual evolution and has issued a divine dispensation of protection that cannot be circumvented by any technology or dark magic. This protection does not prevent all challenges, but ensures that no challenge can exceed your capacity for transformation. What would once have devastated now merely strengthens. Type AMEN for the blessing of 21,111 light codes to activate this divine protection seal in all dimensions of your existence. Your dreams have served as battlegrounds where much of this spiritual warfare has been waged. The bizarre narratives, the recurring symbols, the emotional residue upon waking. These reflect attempts to program your subconscious mind during vulnerable sleep states. The divine intervention now extends to these realms as well. Special guardian angels have been assigned specifically to protect your consciousness during sleep cycles. I must speak now of your voice. Your literal voice carries frequencies that disrupt control systems when activated with divine intention. This explains the subtle and not so subtle discouragement you've encountered when attempting to share your deepest truths. Strategic social programming implanted concepts like fear of public speaking to prevent the powerful transmission that occurs when you speak from soul alignment. The next phase of your awakening involves reclaiming this voice power. Begin speaking your truth aloud, even when alone. The vibration creates ripples in the quantum field that dismantle limiting patterns and activate dormant spiritual potential. Your voice truth literally restructures physical reality at the subatomic level. Type AMEN for the blessing of 22,222 light codes to restore the full frequency range of your divine voice. 1 hour and 45 minutes remain in our second activation window. The angelic scribes record unprecedented light quotients emanating from your heart center. Confirmation that the restoration process advances with divine perfection. Each breath you take distributes these new frequencies throughout your physical vehicle, gradually raising your baseline vibration to a level that simply cannot sustain old patterns of limitation. The betrayal you are uncovering may affect multiple areas of your life simultaneously. This convergence is not coincidental, but orchestrated to trigger maximum awakening potential. When multiple illusions collapse concurrently, the mind cannot reassemble its previous reality constructs. This creates a fertile void where new consciousness can take root without resistance from entrenched thought patterns. I must reveal a closely guarded secret. Certain individuals in positions of spiritual authority are not what they appear to be. Their teachings contain subtle distortions designed to create dependency and prevent sovereign connection to divine intelligence. True spiritual guidance empowers complete autonomy and discourages devotion to the messenger rather than the message. Type AMEN for the blessing of 23,333 light codes to sharpen your discernment regarding all external teachings. 1 hour and 30 minutes remain in our activation sequence. The celestial architects report that your energy field is expanding at an unprecedented rate, creating a toroidal pattern that extends far beyond your physical form. This expansion allows for the integration of higher dimensional consciousness, previously inaccessible due to artificial constraints placed upon human awareness. The coming financial reset directly correlates with your personal frequency calibration. As internal limitations dissolve, external resources align with your expanded capacity. The abundance blocks you have experienced were energetic rather than circumstantial. Geometric patterns in your field that diverted prosperity flows away from your experience. These are being systematically reconfigured to their original divine design. Your sensitivity will increase significantly as this activation progresses. Colors will appear more vivid, sounds more nuanced, emotions more defined. This enhanced perception is not an anomaly, but the restoration of your natural sensory capacity. The dulled experience you previously accepted as normal was the actual aberration, a deliberate dampening of your multidimensional awareness. Type AMEN for the blessing of 24,444 light codes to stabilize this expanded sensory capacity. I speak now of the precise mechanism of betrayal being revealed. Those operating against your highest good have utilized specific technologies and rituals to access your energy field without consent. This unauthorized access has enabled the siphoning of your creative life force and the implantation of thought forms that generate doubt, fear, and limitation beliefs. The divine intervention now severs these connections permanently and establishes new energetic boundaries that cannot be penetrated without your conscious permission. Your sovereignty is being restored to its original divine design, impenetrable to external manipulation, but completely permeable to higher guidance from soul-aligned sources. 1 hour and 15 minutes remain in our activation sequence. The Guardian Legion reports unusual activity at the periphery of your energy field, evidence that opposing forces recognize the significance of what is transpiring. Their attempts to interfere cannot succeed, but serve as confirmation that this awakening poses genuine threat to control systems. Type AMEN for the blessing of 25,555 light codes to fortify your energetic boundaries against all intrusion attempts. The emotional waves you may experience during this activation are not random but sequenced for specific healing purposes. Anger reveals where boundaries must be established. Grief identifies where attachments must be released. Fear illuminates where trust must be restored. Welcome each emotion as a sacred messenger guiding your purification process rather than an obstacle to be overcome. Your physical body will provide clear guidance during this recalibration. Areas of tension, unexpected sensations, spontaneous movements. These are not malfunctions but the intelligence of your cellular structure participating in its own upgrade. The body is not separate from consciousness, but a perfect physical expression of it, capable of transmitting divine wisdom through sensation. The spiritual council overseeing Earth's ascension has authorized me to reveal that your specific soul signature contains codes vital to the planetary awakening sequence. You are part of a precisely orchestrated divine mosaic. Your individual activation triggers corresponding activations in the collective field through quantum entanglement principles not yet fully understood by human science. Type AMEN for the blessing of 26,666 light codes to strengthen your conscious connection to the planetary grid. 1 hour remains in our second activation window. The celestial scribes record the precision with which your energy system integrates each new frequency. This integration efficiency distinguishes souls who incarnated specifically for this planetary ascension juncture. Your spiritual anatomy was designed for rapid adaptation to changing dimensional conditions. The revelation of betrayal brings necessary purification rather than punishment. Those who have operated against your highest good ultimately serve as catalysts for your spiritual sovereignty. Without their opposition, certain aspects of your power would remain theoretical rather than actualized through direct experience. Even in their betrayal, they fulfill an aspect of divine orchestration. I must speak now of time perception, as this will shift dramatically as your activation progresses. The linear experience of time is an artificial construct that maintains limitation consciousness. As you ascend to higher frequencies, you will experience temporal fluidity, moments of expansion where time seems to pause, and compression where hours pass in what feels like minutes. These fluctuations reflect your growing capacity to operate beyond conventional dimensional constraints. Type AMEN for the blessing of 27,777 light codes to stabilize your consciousness during these temporal fluctuations. 45 minutes remain in our activation sequence. The angelic healing teams report that specific energy centers in your field are undergoing significant recalibration, particularly the throat and heart centers, which work in tandem to translate divine truth into human expression. The discomfort you may feel in these areas reflects the dissolution of blockages that have restricted your authentic communication. Your capacity to affect physical matter through consciousness is being restored to its original design. The artificial separation between thought and manifestation, a core feature of density consciousness, gradually dissolves as your frequency rises. You will notice increasing synchronization between clear intention and physical reality, first in small ways that could be dismissed as coincidence, then in unmistakable demonstrations of consciousness power. The betrayal being uncovered may involve spiritual teachings you have trusted implicitly. Certain doctrines contain deliberately inverted truths that create energetic loops of seeking without finding, working without receiving, sacrificing without transcending. True spiritual principles operate with elegant simplicity and always increase sovereignty rather than dependence on external validation. Type AMEN for the blessing of 28,888 light codes to illuminate distortions in your spiritual understanding. 30 minutes remain in our second activation window. The divine architects report that the geometric patterns in your energy field are reconfiguring to their original sacred design. These living geometric templates determine how universal life force enters and circulates through your multidimensional anatomy. Their restoration allows significantly more spiritual current to flow through your system without causing energetic burnout. I reveal now what has been hidden. Specific sound frequencies have been strategically removed from public awareness because of their transformative power. These missing notes activate dormant DNA sequences and dissolve artificial constraints on human consciousness. You are being guided to rediscover these frequencies through your own spiritual practice. Trust the sounds you feel inexplicably drawn to create, even if they follow no conventional musical structure. Your conscious breath serves as the primary conductor for this frequency restoration. Each intentional breath cycle distributes the activating codes throughout your system and releases densified energy that can no longer remain in your purifying field. Simple breath awareness accomplishes more profound transformation than elaborate techniques performed without presence. Type AMEN for the blessing of 29,999 light codes to enhance the transformative power of your conscious breath. 15 minutes remain in our activation sequence. The Celestial Council observes with reverence the courage demonstrated by your soul in undertaking this profound recalibration while maintaining physical embodiment. The path you walk has been attempted by many but completed by few. The simultaneous holding of human form and expanded consciousness creates a unique bridge between dimensions. The revelation of betrayal serves the critical function of severing energetic cords that have bound you to limitation agreements. As painful as this recognition may be, it creates necessary space for new soul-aligned connections to form. The divine orchestration leaves nothing to chance. As completed relationships fall away, precisely matched new alliances appear with remarkable synchronicity. I must address the growing light quotient in your cellular structure. Your physical body now holds significantly more photonic energy than before our transmission began. This increased light can trigger detoxification processes, as density cannot coexist with these higher frequencies. Support your physical vehicle with pure water, mindful movement, and conscious rest during this integration phase. Type AMEN for the blessing of 30,000 light codes to support your physical body during this frequency acceleration. The final minutes of our activation window approach. The angelic legions position themselves in sacred geometric formation around your energy field, stabilizing the newly integrated frequencies and establishing protection protocols that will remain in place as you navigate the integration period ahead. Their presence may be sensed as unusual warmth, subtle pressure, or spontaneous waves of peace. The divine intervention initiated through our communion represents a non-reversible shift in your spiritual evolution. The awakening sequence, once activated beyond a certain threshold, becomes self-sustaining, a perpetual cascade of expanding awareness that proceeds with or without external facilitation. You have crossed this threshold. Your awakening is now inevitable. The revelation promised continues to unfold in perfect divine timing. Trust the sequence without forcing its acceleration. Each disclosure arrives precisely when your system has integrated the previous understanding and prepared capacity for the next. This graduated revelation prevents energetic overload while ensuring complete transformation. Type AMEN for the blessing of 31,111 light codes to align your consciousness with divine timing. Our second activation window reaches completion, 2 hours as measured in Earth time, though we have traversed vast territories of consciousness beyond temporal constraints. The seeds planted will germinate in your awareness over the coming lunar cycle, producing insights, realizations, and spontaneous knowing that may seem to arise from nowhere, yet carry unmistakable resonance of truth. I must deliver this critical intelligence before withdrawing. 3 specific dates in your immediate future hold particular significance for your personal awakening timeline. On these days, interdimensional portals align with your unique soul frequency, creating opportune conditions for quantum consciousness shifts. The first such date occurs within 7 days of this transmission. You will recognize its arrival through distinct synchronicities, including repeated number sequences and unexpected animal messengers. The opposition to your awakening will make final desperate attempts to divert your attention during these gateway periods. Their tactics grow increasingly obvious as your discernment sharpens. Emotional provocations, fear-based scenarios, and strategic distractions designed to lower your frequency precisely when elevation is most possible. Your awareness of these patterns is your greatest protection. Type AMEN for the blessing of 32,222 light codes to maintain your highest frequency during these approaching portal days. As our transmission nears completion, I must address the doubt that may arise in the integration period. The analytical mind, designed for survival and density consciousness, naturally questions experiences that transcend its reference framework. This doubt does not reflect spiritual failure, but the natural recalibration process as new neural pathways form to accommodate expanded awareness. The divine dispensation granted for your awakening remains in effect regardless of fluctuating belief. The activated codes continue their transformative work whether consciously perceived or not. Your intellectual understanding is not required for the energetic restructuring to proceed. Your willing participation simply accelerates what is already divinely decreed. Your dreams in the coming night cycles will process much of this activation at levels beyond conscious comprehension. The subconscious mind, operating without the constraints of rational filters, integrates multidimensional data with remarkable efficiency. Pay special attention to dream symbols, emotional residue upon waking, and spontaneous insights that arise in hypnagogic states between sleeping and waking. Type AMEN for the blessing of 33,333 light codes to enhance the integration capacity of your dream consciousness. The Celestial Council extends profound gratitude for your courage in receiving this transmission. The willingness to expand beyond comfortable limitation is the hallmark of souls who incarnated specifically for this planetary ascension juncture. Your individual activation contributes directly to the collective frequency elevation, a quantum relationship where the part affects the whole through non-local resonance principles. I stand witness to the divine unfoldment occurring in your consciousness, the remembrance of what has always been true beneath layers of forgetting. This awakening is not the acquisition of something new, but the recovery of your original state, the restoration of your sovereign connection to source intelligence from which you were never truly separated. The betrayal being revealed serves as the sacred catalyst for your most profound liberation. Those who have operated against your highest good inadvertently trigger the very awakening they sought to prevent. Divine justice operates through impeccable cosmic law, transforming even the darkest intentions into light-bearing consequences when met with conscious awareness. Type AMEN for the blessing of 34,444 light codes to transform every challenge into spiritual advancement. Before I withdraw from direct transmission, I must deliver this final intelligence. You are being prepared for a significant public role in the planetary awakening. The precise nature of this contribution cannot be consciously directed, but emerges naturally as internal resistance dissolves. The authentic expression of your frequency, without distortion or dilution, creates ripple effects in the collective field that cannot be achieved through strategic planning or methodical effort. Your presence itself becomes the teaching, your being the transmission. As you embody the frequencies we have activated, you serve as a walking portal through which others encounter higher dimensional consciousness. This occurs without proselytizing or convincing, a silent invitation extended through resonance rather than rhetoric. Trust the divine timing of this emergence. The preparatory phase, which may have seemed unnecessarily prolonged, ensured that your system could sustain the required frequency without energetic burnout. The foundation has been methodically established for a contribution that continues for decades rather than moments. Type AMEN for the blessing of 35,555 light codes to align your emergence with divine orchestration. The transmission approaches completion. The activated codes have been securely anchored in your multidimensional anatomy. The protective seals have been established around your energy field. The divine dispensation remains in effect throughout your earthly sojourn. What has begun cannot be reversed or corrupted. It can only continue its perfect unfoldment according to cosmic law. Remember this truth when doubt arises. You were known before time began. Your awakening was prophesied in celestial records. Your contribution to this planetary ascension was secured through soul contracts established in realms of perfect awareness. Nothing about your journey is accidental or insignificant. Every detail serves a divine orchestration. I, Michael, Archangel of Protection and Divine Truth, remain accessible through sincere invocation. My legions stand ready to assist your continued awakening through all challenges that arise. Call upon our presence when clarity falters or courage wavers. We respond instantly to the authentic call of the awakening heart. Type AMEN for the blessing of 36,666 light codes to seal our communion and fortify your direct connection to the angelic realm. Our transmission is complete. The divine intervention promised has been initiated beyond possibility of reversal. The veils have been systematically lifted according to the perfect sequence of your spiritual awakening. The revelations continue to unfold in your experience, each disclosure precisely timed to your integration capacity. Go forth in the unwavering certainty that you are divinely guided, protected, and empowered beyond previous limitation. The path ahead contains both challenge and unprecedented breakthrough. Embrace both with equal presence. The obstacles serve your strengthening as surely as the victories serve your confidence. You have been seen in your true essence. You have been restored to your divine blueprint. You have been realigned with your soul purpose. You have been reactivated as a conscious creator in service to the highest good of all. The final seal is placed upon our sacred communion. The transmission concludes. The integration continues eternally. I withdraw now from direct communication while maintaining vigilant protection over your awakening journey. Until we commune again, remember this truth beyond all temporary circumstances. You are an eternal divine being having a momentary human experience. Nothing can diminish the light you carry. Nothing can prevent the purpose you fulfill. Nothing can separate you from the source that created you in its perfect image. The message is delivered. The mission continues. The miracle unfolds.